Registration for the 24 Hours of Riverside is now open. But before you sign up, the organizers would like to remind you exactly of what you are purchasing. Your entry fee guarantees you one numbered plate that you will zip tie to your bike crookedly, 12 hours of believing you are an athlete, followed by 12 hours of believing you are dying, and the exclusive opportunity to navigate Devil's Down descent in pitch black darkness using a battery that is running out of hope. By signing your waiver, you agree to the following terms. You will question your marriage at 3 a.m. You will tell your teammates you are feeling great when you actually want to weep. You will eat a cold hot dog at dawn and believe it is the finest meal ever prepared. We provide the dirt. You provide the suffering. The 24 Hours of Riverside. We built the course. You just have to survive it. Sign up today or stay at home and sleep like a sensible person. 24hoursofriverside.com. 24hoursofriverside.com. Oh, there we go.
Sam says he's in down.
Yeah, right.
Grab your overpriced espresso and let's talk about your FTP. We're the Packfillers.
We did do that a lot this weekend.
See? It's true. You guys just like to bash it because it's too damn close to home.
That's right. Yep.
Here we go, poem time. Ghana is smashing the time trial clock while Vingegaard hunts for the pink on the block. We survived Bloom and the terrible crashes. Now we're nursing our egos and dressing road rashes. Oh boy, have we got a show for you tonight, everybody. 4 days, 4 stages, an ungodly amount of wind, and a few arguments over criterium lines. A few? A lot. Welcome to episode 528 of the longest standing podcast on the sport of cycling. This is the Packfiller Podcast. Of course, you need to think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one asshole. I'm potentially that asshole. But less potentially this time, and I'll talk about that. The complete Packfiller Empire, except Sam because he's late, has returned to the studio, reeking of Neosporin and existential exhaustion. I am Pat Bulger, and my legs currently feel like they were used as a prop design in a low-budget horror film. Let's see who's here with our regular introductions and our now athletic prologue, brought to us by our friends, some fine support at Athletic Brewing, flavor recovery and all the good stuff without all the booze. Thanks to Athletic for keeping me thin and aware. Tonight's question, gentlemen. If your life was to be made into a movie, what genre would it be and what would be the title? Genre and title. Yeah, Paul. I always make Paul go first, so I usually have to give him a couple seconds because I know he's being thrown under the bus because he doesn't know these questions ahead of time. And in case you didn't know, this is what it sounds like when I'm filling time. Yeah. We good, Paul?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a title.
Okay. It could be a working title. We don't have to solidify it. It won't be forever etched in the annals of
titles
film
are usually
history.
the easy thing that come forth.
Yeah, but maybe not this time. So first and foremost, Bloom just wasn't Bloom without Paul. Mr. Paul Main, how are you, man?
I missed it out there.
Yeah,
But
my God.
I literally had, because they have a live tracker, so every race that finishes immediately, because you're a chip.
Oh, that's how
I knew,
you did
I knew where everybody was, but I didn't know how you got there.
I don't think
Yeah,
we did.
you had one on your one of your numbers.
We didn't have any chips on our numbers this
did.
year.
I
sure?
watched.
But they
Wow.
probably, as soon as they entered the data in, it probably went straight up and uploaded that way.
Yeah.
or
They're
something
pretty
like
on
that.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, there's 94 people coming across.
You-
Well, there wasn't 94.
There were 54 at the end.
Oh, God. You were telling me my results before I go back to my car.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, holy shit. Okay,
Yeah,
thanks,
that's
man.
what I thought it was because of the chip.
No, that's pretty
The
impressive.
computer
We did
probably
last year.
recognizes the number, and they're just verifying it now.
Yeah.
It's a gigantic database that the government has, and they're tracking you now. So
Yeah.
they're going to, they know.
Oh, we forgot
That's
about
right.
the chips they put in the COVID vaccine. Maybe that's how they're.
That's
it.
That's how they're
Yeah.
tracking
There
us
we
across
go.
the line.
You heard it from a
Hey,
doctor.
I didn't get a place. What the heck? Did you get jabbed?
No. Sorry.
You're lost.
Paul, what would your genre and movie title be?
I think my genre would be close to Curb Your Enthusiasm. My life is just like one thing after another. I mean, and not until afterwards. Even things that they're like, that was kind of tragic, but if you think about it, it's kind of funny.
Okay, so you and I are going to pick the same genre,
Yeah.
that classic tragic comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And a working title for it?
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Life as a farm boy. That's where most of the things that happen. Every day was an adventure. So
I first thing that popped into my mind was next year.
next year.
Next
that
year.
would be perfect.
Next year, the Paul Main story. There we go. Next off, it is Sam, but I'm going to say his introduction. Pretty sure he spent more time caring for teammates than racing this weekend. Mr. Sam Waples.
It's going to be hard to roast him after that.
He's not here, but I think it was just an excuse to not race.
Yeah,
I think he was just like, I can't keep up. So, you need a flat change? Here, let me help you.
Oh, yeah.
I got you, buddy.
Happy to stop.
I got you, buddy. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to say Sam's is a genre. Should we say would his be a drama or
fantasy?
Would his be a fantasy?
What is Mean Girls? What would you call Mean Girls?
Mean Girls is drama. No, Mean Girls is a comedy. Mean Girls is a comedy. Yeah,
Drom-com.
Yeah, drom-com, and it would be
Dark comedy.
Yeah, Sam's title would be "I'm Just a Bitch." Yeah, there we go. I just came up with that for him, so he can have that.
All legs, no brain. That's what I would go with. All legs, no brain. It's a drom-com.
We could go bitch, and then the subtitle would be "All legs, no brain."
Okay.
See,
It works.
see, we got it. Next, pretty sure he should start charging for his time at bike races, Mr. David Waples.
That'd be chill.
You should just seriously start billing people. In case the listener doesn't understand, we're going to talk a lot about injuries and crashes this weekend.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah. So you just hand him your card, hit a stopwatch, get their insurance
that's how it
card.
works.
Hey, there he is.
What's up?
David, what genre and title would you choose for your life's movie?
I thought the genre would be rom-com.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't know why.
Based in a hospital.
Yeah.
Based in the
Yeah,
hospital.
exactly.
Yeah.
Met this sexy doctor.
I don't know what the title would be. It wouldn't even work because the first thing I thought of was "Don't Trust a Fart." But like, how does that work? Where's the plot with that?
Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know,
Like
yeah.
you could be, okay. No, that works.
Story of my life.
Don't trust the fart. The David Waples story.
Coming from a doctor. He knows.
Next off, he is currently in the market for a shiny new bike. And we're going to talk about that one here. And sorry if that one sucks. Sorry if I brought the mood down. Mr. Jackson Bolger. Jackson, most importantly, how are you feeling? We're going to get into the details of it shortly, but how are you feeling?
I'm okay. Sunday was bad. Yesterday was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Today's been a little bit better.
How are you emotionally?
Oh, better than Sunday.
Okay.
Sunday was like I've never been. I mean, we can talk about it more later. But
yeah.
I've never been how I was then.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Okay. I already introduced you, Sam, so you can say hi.
Hi. I made it. Should we tell him his movie title?
Oh, yes. What was it?
Well, it was
Bitch.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Bitch.
All legs, no brain.
All legs, no brain.
Yeah.
That's your movie
Yeah,
title.
fucking
The
Clueless would be another one.
The category is drom-com or something.
Drama. Yeah. There we go. My movie, actually, I'm just.
Oh, I didn't get one.
Oh, you didn't get one.
I
Sorry,
did,
Jackson.
yeah. I think it would be like a sitcom, but in the way of like an Office type.
Okay.
And then I don't know. The title would be "You'll Never Believe What Comes Next."
Okay.
Because
Oh, that's not bad.
I don't know what the hell is coming next.
Yeah.
Never.
No one does.
Would you be the Jim character who breaks and looks directly at the camera at odd and awkward moments?
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, look at these dumbasses I work with.
Yeah, just like, oh, yeah. Just
Exactly.
that straight look that John Krasinski.
He does it
always
every
gave.
podcast. I don't know if you ever watch these YouTube videos.
That's-
But he's just like,
Where's my camera?
Yeah.
Click.
Yeah.
Stare directly at it. I don't blame him. I really don't blame him. All right, I'm just damn pleasantly surprised. I'm Pat Bolger, and my life story would be a tragic comedy, and I already decided upon it because I had time to think about it, and it would be Shoulder Demons.
yeah.
I had somebody come up to me this weekend. Didn't know him. I had a lot of people come up to me. Didn't know him. And I apologize to the people who I might have known, but a lot of people come up to me just like, hey, man, how are those shoulder... this guy came up to me and said, how's the Shoulder Demons doing? And I said, what are you talking about? Oh, my God. He says, yeah, I'm a big fan of the show. He says, hopefully you can get rid of those things, but they are really fucking funny. I said, all right, thanks, man.
But they are funny.
As he rode away, I went, kiss my ass. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's better than you. He already dropped you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he rode away. Yeah, exactly. Boy, do we have some stuff to talk about, you guys. For those of you not to the area or simply smart enough to have had the weekend spent drinking beer, coffee, and sleeping in, 4 of us are currently recovering from the region's largest stage race, the Wenatchee's own Tour de Bloom. Tonight we are going to go through the weekend recapping the highs and lows, as well as trying to come up with some sort of understanding of the road racing cyclist and the state of the current sport. So buckle up. Whether you were there or not, you will want to hear this and follow along with us, because you can hopefully, anybody who straddled the top tube and pinned a number on can probably relate in some way, shape, or form. But first and foremost, the very most important news of the entire week. Paul, give us an update on your knee.
I went today. Went to the orthopedic clinic.
Yeah.
And had some x-rays done, and they're going to schedule an MRI, and it is a torn meniscus.
Oh.
So the treatment will be based on what the MRI reveals.
You still have a meniscus?
Apparently
My
so.
God.
That was preliminary. He's
I
like,
would have.
Hey,
bet-
I hear if you don't have sex, it grows back.
I would have bet my left nut that thing would have been gone.
Because
with your cadence and your age, there's no way that somebody should have a meniscus
I keep it
remaining.
well lubed, my joints.
I guess, yeah, you don't have as many
Right
rotations, right, that it goes around. So you're not bending it as much.
No.
Yeah.
You're preserving.
He's
Maybe
had less
I'm
use.
switching to low
It's
cadence.
rotations.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to
We
be
have
that.
so many.
Yeah,
Wow.
All right, I'm switching to low cadence.
that's a beauty thing.
Talk to me about recovery periods for torn menisci.
That you'd have to talk to the doctor, and I'm sure it depends on. Sometimes they
Really?
can just go in and snip. Sometimes they have to go in and do some ugly stuff. So.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it depends on the extent, but it can be quick. It can be long, months. Sometimes Sam actually probably deals with it more than I
Yeah,
do.
if it's surgical, it's usually like if they debride it, it's like a quick, maybe 4 weeks and you're back to normal. 4 to 6 and you're like back to normal. Like you're doing activities within usually a couple of weeks.
No shit.
If it's a repair, it's longer. Because the repair has to fully heal, so it's like an 8 week, for that like to bind down. But they can only like repair it depending upon the area of the meniscus it's in, if it's the vascularized area or not. So we'll know more.
MRI will say.
So
Yeah.
that we're taking this, and when I say we, because I care, we're taking this as better than an arthritic situation.
Yeah, that's
a whole knee
incurable.
replacement kind of a thing like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how you have to look at it.
Okay.
The only thing that I should have done is addressed it like a year ago when it started happening.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, oh no, because some days it's totally fine. I went for a ride today, didn't push it, it was totally fine. But the day
Your
before
average
Sunday,
watts were like 180 something, which is not.
Yeah, I wasn't really pushing it that hard, but when I rode on Sunday, God, I couldn't even sleep that night.
Oh,
it was
shit.
so painful. But you get that stupid, like when your car makes a noise,
Yeah.
and then I need to get that checked. Oh, it quit. It fixed itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was doing.
And a meniscus can be like that because there's like a flap tear. There's a whole bunch of different types of tears. Like sometimes, I mean, I'm not confirmed on this, but like I can almost guarantee you I have a meniscal tear. I have a lot of friends that have meniscal tears, and you just ride them out, right? But if it's like a flap tear or something where then it like rotates up and then it's constantly catching and it really hurts, then that has to be fixed. But sometimes you just like get a split from some kind of twisting rotation and leave it.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
Okay. I sometimes realize. Did I tell you guys I started pre-med when I went to GU? When I started college,
No.
I was going to be
Never heard that.
pre-med, and then I realized how far I got into it, because when you guys start talking about some of that stuff, it just becomes seriously like it is Charlie Brown's Teachers. And then if you tour the boot, and then if you got a with the and I'm going, I don't know what they're saying anymore. There's big words. Yeah.
It's all like it's in Latin. Or
Give me the
something.
shot, Doc. Yeah. Okay. Well, I do I say good?
No, now
Or
we
do I
know
say
what it
good
is.
shit?
Now it's just moving
Gooder?
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Gentlemen, but without providing spoilers, who's racing this Thursday night?
Me.
Okay, just the two of you?
I might.
Can't.
Why?
He doesn't have a bike.
Well, I have
I don't have
two bikes.
I don't have a bike, and My muscles hurt pretty bad.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the bike can be resolved, but the body, it needs time.
Yeah.
I might need just a week.
Yeah, that's fair. I need just a week. I'd be like, I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be out there tomorrow and Thursday.
Wednesday and Thursday?
Yep.
You're going to do both?
The old twofer.
And Wednesday night, or and the 24.
And 24.
Well, yeah,
Best
we got
event
that
of
this
the year.
weekend. I am going to plug
Okay,
that too.
okay.
So,
Cool.
exactly. Okay. I will not be racing this Thursday. I apologize.
What?
Well, at 24. I go out there on Thursday morning, and I'm there until Monday afternoon. So, I know. But, yeah.
Pat, we need you.
Well, and the other thing about it is...
Guys, that's like the saddest thing ever. We're going from a full freaking squad to it's going to be David and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
More or
going?
less.
Yeah. Yeah. If my knee feels good, I'll go out there.
Well,
But I don't know.
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't push. I was thinking about doing the bees and hanging out with
There you go.
with the boogers.
Yeah.
Careful.
You know what? I'm still going to whip it out.
Josiah will be there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
That's right. That's
I
right.
bet you he'll
All
be
right.
there.
Mm-hmm.
My only issue is if heaven forbid something went wrong, I can't be out of commission for the 24. I
Right.
can't.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that to my fellow
Oh, yeah. No,
co-race
you're making the
director, so-
mature and correct decision.
I know, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
I really don't
Fuck you.
like it. I know. Thank you.
I don't know about you guys, but I always like the training series races after I had a hard weekend. I think, I'm just going to be tired. And I'm always like, whoa.
Really?
Yeah, your legs feel tired. Next thing you know, there's things just start happening.
Wow.
Yeah, I liked it.
You two are racing. Waples boys are racing the 24.
Yep.
What are the hopes? What are the plans? What do you want to have happen during the weekend, other than riding around with just your bibs on, which is so gross?
Oh, it's going to be party vibes.
Okay. You guys racing it to race it, or are you just going to go out and
The
just...
first lap is
screw
always a
around?
race.
Okay.
It doesn't matter after that.
Okay.
And then we start drinking.
Pretty much. And I do the first lap.
I might have a remnants and pressurized of a keg from the old beer sponsor if you guys want to just
Love
tap
that.
that out and drink it at the
Love
race.
that.
We can do that.
I might have 2 or 3.
We could do
Wonderful.
that.
Yeah.
We'll drain them all.
Say goodbye.
Say
They're
goodbye.
warm.
Just
They're
like
really warm right
college.
now. Yeah, but you can have them. You can have them. All right. So anyways, I do need to mention 24hoursofriverside.com, 24 Hours of Riverside. We're putting the final I's and the T's in place, and everything is getting all locked in as far as all that goes. So there's still time to register. Registration is still open, so you can do that. We got a good group of riders, and I guess the theme this year is superheroes. So bring your cape and your cowl and go from there. If you guys need something, I got plenty of Batman stuff for you.
That would be fun.
Okay. Well,
Do you have any like nipple covers that are Batman like themed?
Yes, but you can't have
Like
them.
the bat signal or
You
something?
can't
I
have
can
them
put
because
over
they're
my-
custom.
Oh. I think we're about the same size.
Okay, let's do it, you guys. And Paul, because you weren't there, you can leave. No, I'm kidding. Because you weren't
you
there, I
guys.
want you to jump in and provide a whole lot of information because you've been there. You know the humble beginnings. You know where the thing came from. Plus, you've got a great perspective on the sport and tactics and why some people are such idiots. From its humble beginnings to arguably the largest stage race in the Pacific Northwest, if not the West Coast entirely. 4-day, 6 days for the pros and pro women. It was an interesting experience for all involved. It was my first time there. You guys, Waples, it was your second time or third or fourth?
Oh, that was like my fifth time.
Fifth?
It was his fifth or sixth, and it was my fourth or fifth.
Jackson, your second.
Second time.
Okay. If you had to give an overall grade to the event itself, not the people participating in the event, just at the onset, I'm going to ask you at the beginning and at the end, what would you give the grade to the race itself?
The
And
race.
Paul, you can
The
jump in on
event?
there. Yeah, the event.
Always a 10 out of 10.
It's an
10
A.
out of 10.
It's an A. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they crush it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows how to put on an event.
Yeah.
Ace is, amazing.
Courses are great. They change them a little bit.
Yep.
It's fun.
Okay.
It's always well supported. They do a great job of always looking after the riders. Yep.
If you had to give a grade to your level of preparation going into it, what would it be?
Man, I would honestly give myself, I don't know, A minus.
Okay.
I worked pretty hard to get there.
Yeah. Sam?
C.
C?
David's like, that's generous.
Okay, I didn't think it was going to be a C, but I thought it was like a solid A. I was pretty serious. I raced a lot going into it, and well, I don't think I could have been that much more ready.
Yeah.
With the fact that I have a really demanding job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd give myself a high grade too because I
think
I'm
you get an
prepared
A
for it.
plus.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just like you definitely.
I mean,
yeah.
in comparison to the last 5 miserable years.
Jesus.
Sometimes the truth just finds its way out.
No
that was-
filters.
No filter. That was actually really good.
Whoa, that's a strong hoppy
Yeah,
water.
yeah, woo. Yeah. What was your primary objective going in, guys?
I was really just, road races are never my deal. Tell me to go uphill, it's not really my deal. The crit was my target day. I was like, I'm going to perform the best I can on that day and then see whatever else I could do from there.
Okay. Sam?
Yeah, just help out as much as possible. I think that I can bring, like I'm saying, my preparation isn't great because I didn't get a really same thing, demanding job, all that, yada, yada. But what I bring to the team is just the knowledge, I think that I'm pretty strategical. So I was just excited to be there to help people out with that.
Okay. The irony is that strategical is not a word, but that's
It's
okay.
strategic.
Strategic?
Strategical.
No, I'm going to go at you
Yes.
now that you gave me for this. You just basically put an open season sign up. And I'm like, all right,
Duck season.
here we go. Wabbit season. David, what were you hoping for?
I wanted to be present as much for our little 19-year-old stud.
Yeah.
And keeping him towards the front of the race and shelter whenever possible. I mean, he didn't really need us that much, but doing what we could. And then I wanted to be at the front of that race because I was not last year. I was not ever at the front of at any point last year. And I popped out of the crit. The COVID didn't help. The road race, I was just hanging on, surviving. So yeah, I just wanted to be at the front of it.
Before we get into a stage-by-stage breakdown, I do want to say that you guys, from what I saw, I didn't see you guys performing in the road races. I didn't see, but what I saw on the crit was a drastic change from last year. Mm-hmm. You guys, and I'm sure you would agree with me by saying you guys were at the back and holding on.
Well,
in that
Sam
crit
was the
last year.
only one at the back, wasn't he? In the end,
Yeah.
Sam was at the back holding on. We were off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And you guys were all front third, really battling. Sam, you were even up there, a lot.
And then once
battling
it
through and
crashes,
stuff
I
like
checked
that.
out.
Yeah, exactly. And who? I don't blame you for that. So I can say that was a very impressive jump over the course of your
I
you
even
guys.
chased some moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was a horrible idea.
Yeah.
It was a terrible idea.
Yeah. Never mind.
And
I'll
on
say
top
that
of it,
later.
you guys, what I'm jokingly calling your Avenger Super Squad.
Yeah.
How and that came about just a kind of a, usually when Spokane's represented, it's 3 or 4 different teams of 2-3 guys, and you guys decided to kind of come together and make that all happen. How would you say that all worked, considering you guys are going to be battling each other probably in 2 days? Now going back to battling each other. From the outside, it looked like you guys were getting along swimmingly.
It was really good, honestly.
It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the guys we race with every week. So
Yeah.
we know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and yeah.
It was cool to pull a whole bunch of different teams together. That was a cool idea. I think it's awesome for a big event like that.
Mm-hmm. It was really interesting too how I would say we know each other, but it felt like a whole extra level. We all were kind of trauma bonded from this last weekend, but people I typically don't race with, there was a time in the crit where a guy on another team that was on our syndicate squad came over, and we were just both panic trying to work on my bike, trying to get it back working during the crit.
Oh, wow.
And it was just he didn't even question it. We were just over there. We were doing all this. It was like we were on. It's like we'd always been on the same team.
Yeah.
For this last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That is very cool.
And Bear, who was the leader of the team, he got 8th. Isn't that correct? Was it 9th?
8th or 9th?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it just broke top 10. I know he was in there.
94 people started.
Yeah, exactly.
Not all 94 finished.
No.
Yeah.
Do you guys mind going through it stage by stage? And we got to keep this kind of fresh and rolling, but we got to also kind of introduce people who don't know anything about the race.
Stage 1, I got this.
Okay.
Uphill time trial.
There we go.
Takes about
mass start
uphill time trial. Yep. It takes about 18 to 25 minutes, I think, for most people. 18 being like the very pointy end. 95 people going uphill. It was rough. Most of us.
Centerline rule?
Centerline rule in effect.
Yep. It was brutal.
That is...
started off incredibly hot. Our teammate Bear got 7th at that, so he did phenomenal. And the rest of us kind of just, I don't know where we finished. We did our best. I think top 30 to 50 for most of us after that.
I got 4th to last.
Oh, okay. I didn't see
And
that.
our other teammate, Clint, got 2nd to last.
Nice.
Okay.
So not last.
We were both like, we are the biggest 2 guys here.
Yeah.
We got to just make it up this climb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys just kind of tempo rode the thing.
Yeah, I set my 2nd ever best power.
Dude, that's the
In
thing.
my
is that-
lifetime.
yeah, you still have to get up that climb.
Yeah.
Mm.
I went into it thinking it was going to be far worse than it was.
You did it. You had a great time and did great power.
13th.
Yeah. I don't know what the power was. I wasn't paying attention
Power
to
was
it.
like your second highest of all time, or maybe
Was it
your
really?
first highest.
I
of all
just
time.
jumped on tempo. I just kind of I think I had I did have watts displayed, but I just let riders go, and then I slowly kind of started to bring them back, staying at the same pace the whole time. The whole time I was in my head going, Pat, this is not the stage you're going to win. This is an omnium. Just chill. Just ride it and get across the line. And so I was happy with how all that went. I was unhappy that I left my jersey with a car, and then the car that was going to bring it up, I seriously think they went into town and just had sandwiches or something like that because I was
You heard
just
I
standing
found
there.
them.
What?
I found the truck.
You
I
did?
rode down to look for them. I found them halfway down on their way up, and they wouldn't stop, and so I chased them back up the climb.
Oh shit!
Now, who are these people?
I think the actual clothing car left an hour before the start, or something like that. And so everybody comes down there not realizing that, probably because we skimmed through the tech guide instead of read the tech guide. Felt like one of my English students. So there was a car there doing late registrations, and people just started throwing clothes in that woman's truck. Yeah. And so she said,
her fault.
Yeah, exactly. And I was there talking. There was a guy talking to her, said, "Can we put clothes in your car?" She says, "Yes, you can, but I can't guarantee that they're going to be okay. I'm not personally responsible for your items." And we're like, "Okay." She's driving up though, right?
Right.
Yeah, and then I never saw her, but I got my jersey back the next day, so it was good. It was sitting in Lost and Found. I just standing up the top of the mountain waiting. Josiah and Jackson and Josiah's wife were waiting to go back down the hill in their warm car, and I'm going, just a couple minutes. That's a $200 jersey. It's my thermal jersey. I really like it. It's cool. It looks good. I'm slimming, and I just really like it. Then I just was like, after a certain point, I went, screw this, let's go. And I just got in the car and we went down the hill.
I was going to say, then you rode down?
No, I got in Josiah's truck, thank
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Which is a rolling apartment complex.
Sweet.
It's a beautiful
It's so nice
vehicle.
in there.
Beautiful vehicle. Okay, so what do you guys think in terms of having a mass start uphill time trial technical for an opening stage and separating the initial overall? What do you guys think of that format? Now, we did mention center lines, and I think center lines are going to be a big topic of the night, especially when you got to field 90 people. And some guys who think they're really cool and just blasting off the front and causing damage in that first stage.
I mean, I wasn't there. I was there last year for it, but I think you kind of have to do what they did for this, like center rule in effect, because there's just one road up and down.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You have to do that unless you're going to just trap everybody up there for 30 minutes and then bring them down in waves.
Yeah.
That'd suck.
Or you do a time trial, then you got one rider every minute, and you got 600 riders, and that's all day.
And I think that, personally, you should have some, hopefully, semblance of where you're going to end up, I would have started in the very back of the pack because I'd have been like, not my game, and I just like started in the back of the pack and let the other young guns go up there first.
I'm curious, did anybody use any team strategy? I mean, it's a race.
There was,
I mean, that would be a great thing to do. Like if I was on the team, whoever the leader was, the guy that could climb, I'd say, hey, dude, we're pulling a train.
Yeah.
Take the big, strong guy, somebody with a big ass like you.
Yeah.
Just like, and then have
meters.
him barking up, pick it up, pull off. That's how I would play it. I would just go as fast, and then you're in your own little world, and you have people pushing through. You can create that lead guy can work his way through, and everybody's following.
I think it started so hot. I don't think any of us could have done that.
I was doing almost 700
Were you
watts
guys started together?
just to keep up.
No, I
were you
mean, like the
scattered out?
group started so hot, it just started with a string, and it just slowly got pulled. The entire nobody could have, like none of us, I don't think, could have stayed up there and tried to drive the pace any harder.
Well, and I guess my point is, it's like a lead out. You're pulling away from the group. You as a team would just go and set your own pace. It's all up to that climber, the guy who's winning the stage. And that's how you can control that. So he's not having to battle, look, and have to spurt up to the next guy who attacks, that type of thing.
Yeah.
If you can just do a tempo for 20 minutes.
It's 4 miles. Yeah.
I mean, everybody else is pulling the plug anyway, right?
Yeah, I just think, I mean, I don't know, because you're just in a big bundle at the bottom of it, and then just light off a gun and you're instantly going uphill. You don't get any run into it or anything.
No.
So.
Yeah. There's no roll into it. Yeah, it is from the
I
very
think
go.
still you just all stage together.
No,
I mean, that's
no
how
crashes.
I would do it. Yeah, and no crashes on stage
The
one.
headbutts did start on stage one, though.
The headbutts.
People were headbutting to get you out of the way.
That was like
wasn't in that.
Talking about the line thing. Like there was a team there that was headbutting another rider to get him out of their line because he's like, that's my wheel. It was like, well, I'm here.
On stage one, mind you, we're going uphill. So that was the theme.
Yeah.
Okay.
There
is a
Canadian junior team, a PNW, I think is it. I actually met one of the kids down when I was down in the desert. Kid is unbelievably strong.
Yep.
But they're 18 years old.
Yep. And they have not even like started developing their prefrontal cortex.
They are just
Maybe they're not even like there's just nothing there.
Yeah. The kid was like amazing.
Incredibly strong.
So strong.
I wonder if he was here. I wonder if he was at the race.
Saskatchewan is where he's from.
He
told me his name and I forgot.
They lapped the crit field.
Which means they
Two of the
shouldn't
guys
be
from
in
that
the
team.
field.
Yeah. Well,
if you're lapping your own field, you got to go up.
Yeah.
In a 2-3 field, you got to go up.
Yeah. Well, it's points though too. I mean, if they didn't have points, they didn't have points.
But, I mean, we were doing
the whole. How many people?
No. Okay. Yeah. Stage 2, Waterville Road Race. This one was a brute. Every one of us had, except the pros, obviously, had 75 miles plus in insanely high winds. From 40 miles plus an hour in a tailwind to 13 miles an hour in a headwind.
Sweet.
Yeah, depending upon what group you were in. It was a study of extremes. So before we get into the tragedy of the stage, talk to me about your initial reactions to this stage.
Cool course.
Yeah.
They've nailed it. Once
Really?
again, tip
Really?
my hat to them. Oh, yeah. What a day out there. Like that's the one day that provides riders who aren't hill climbers an opportunity.
Yeah.
When you take a totally boring course on your Strava map or whatever, it's basically a square, and you can make a heck of a race out of it and a tactical race because of the winds.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was the purpose.
And the rolling
I'm sure.
hills.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Up to a point?
Up to a point, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there was a point where I cramped, but up until that point, it was fun. It was really fun to like hide and stay towards the front and be at the front of that race this year instead of barely staying onto the back. So,
yeah, I knew I was gonna just hold on for dear life on that one.
Really?
It's a tough stage for me because I am I think I'm bigger than like 90. I saw a video of myself going around one of the corners. I'm bigger than like 90% of the field.
Yeah.
And so
you
like
see Jackson, and then you see the rest of
Yeah.
them die.
yeah. So it's kind of hard to hide. And also,
wee, rah, wee.
Yeah.
It's just the riders going by.
it is though. And I don't really have like the long range power to like really sustain on a course like that. So I was just hoping to finish the day and not crash, and I did. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle and I finished together.
Before we get into your details, I will talk about mine. We were combined 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus in our group. So it was nicer to have a substantial field. That being said, it was really surgy, like and things like that, and then really negative on the headwind stretches. Nobody was willing to put their nose in the wind on the headwind stretches, and it was conversational at times. Like I'm at 100 beats per minute conversational time at times.
On both laps?
Yeah. In that direct headwind. Now, once we turned out of it, it was game on. It was full gas. It was stuff like that. And that last short loop was really fast. And the lead into the sprint, the last 10K was really aggressive. And so that was kind of good. Our sprint was won at 1K to go. We had like 3 guys launch at 1K to go, and I was probably, top 15, and I thought, oh God, that's too early. I'm just gonna hold this wheel for a little bit longer, and it just blew apart at that point. And so I came across in 10th that day, I think. Yeah. And so I was really outwardly surprised, that I held with him, and that I was feeling as good as I did. When the power moments, when the high pressure moments came on, my body responded. I kept thinking something's wrong. I'm gonna, what is this? That again? It's a negative race. You suck. But because it was this whole surprise moment. I haven't been in competition against these level of people in so long. And, I did EPO a couple years ago, but I got popped, and stuff like that. So it was a lot of questions. And
I hope people know that you're talking about a race.
Yeah, I did EPO
and popped positive on your urine test.
I popped positive, and
So,
and so I served a 20-year ban, and I'm back, bitches.
Back.
Yeah. What do we want to talk about? Okay. We lost and I don't want to say we lost a teammate, but we have a teammate who sustained a pretty substantial injury. Take us from what you guys experienced. I don't know if you want to, but take us through what the situation was surrounding that.
I mean, I saw the split. I don't know if this was the thing that caused it. It might have been the second, because Sam, you saw this one happen, right?
Nope.
The one with Clint?
Nope.
Oh.
I was
remember
just behind you guys.
Oh, okay. I just remember our race consisted a lot of like really, really heavy braking and really, really heavy like pouring on the gas.
Okay.
In that first bit. And I just remember, Josiah and I were next to each other when it happened, and we were going really, really fast, and then we were just really pouring on a heavy dose of brakes. And I remember like my back wheel was skidding out. I was hitting so hard.
Jesus. And
then I just heard chaos behind me, and I turned around and I didn't know if I saw purple jersey or what, and I just remember saying to Josiah, where's Clint? And then I was like, I think he might have been gone down, and I guess he did.
Yeah. And this was, correct me if I'm wrong, in one of those super high tailwind stretches. Was it right at the beginning of it, or right in the midst of one of those?
Pretty close to the beginning.
Yeah.
You come around the corner and you're like drop down and then a little tiny kick up. But I was like chasing you guys, and I was at 30 miles an hour at that point.
Yeah. According to somebody said they saw on Strava that he went from 38 to 0.
Yeah.
So he was just hitting the gas really hard at that point in time. Talk to me about the extent of his injuries.
He has basically 4 broken spinous process. It's the little ears on your spine. So all on one side. It's not something you have to do surgery for or leaves you paralyzed. People hear about broken spines and they worry, but it's probably a similar recovery course to breaking ribs. probably more painful.
Yeah.
A lot harder to avoid putting extra tension and pressure on your spine than it is your ribs. So,
do we equate this crash to tension, to nerves, to inexperience, to bad course design, just bad luck? What do we equate this to?
I think it's hard to know with this one because none of us saw it.
I think, but I'm just going to guess like inexperience. It's just because it happened time and
no.
Because it just happened time and time again all weekend. We'll talk about the other crashes, but where people would try to be moving up in a scenario where it's like, don't move up right now. That's a bad move. Don't go there. And it's like you see people trying to shoot through gaps. And it's like, that's not a gap. And then boom, big crash, right? And it's like, so yeah, I think that it was an experience. I think it's just there's a lot of power in this pack. I mean, way more talented than I ever was on my best day, but don't know how to handle a bike.
Do we equate? Is there a rubbing is racing boomer type of a thing with this? The younger people going, hey, if you can't handle it, don't get up here.
The way I found it was like when you say rubbing is racing kind of thing. Like there was more like I don't know. There were a lot of skittish riders. Mm-hmm. So like if you were to get in a situation where you were close to one another and maybe your hands touch, I had that happen one time. I had touched hands with someone and they were like, whoa, buddy. And they were like getting mad about it already. It's like there was just a lot of like high tension. No, there was a lot of high tension.
Yeah. 'Cause I bumped against people like plenty of times. And the first day and then the last day on the road race. And it's just kind of like, you're just using your body moving around through the pack. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. No. But also you should be in a safe position where that's not a big deal. Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
See, my field, every time it happened, I got tense.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't freak out myself, but I saw it in front of me. I was like, oh shit. Because with the Masters field, you could have people who have been racing since myself, 1982, and you could have people who've been racing since
COVID.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it is all Zwift, and
you
things
have
like
people
that.
that have had osteoporosis for the last 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. And some people, by the way, are the really tall socks a big thing in your field too?
Yeah.
Jesus,
yeah,
tap dancing, Christ, those things are horrible.
Yeah, they go up to like just below the knee.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Mine were falling down on the stage we're talking about.
Okay.
So I had probably the lowest socks.
Okay.
And I just, about the sock thing real quick. Somebody said it's like less than 3% advantage watts wise. So what the hell?
Well, and it's shame, and it's the dignity element that is just absolutely horrific. Some of them are so bad, it's just like going, Jesus Christ, did you swim? And are you going to run after this?
That's where we're going.
Yeah. Sorry, triathletes. It's just, I understand why you guys do it, but I'm cyclists. Don't do it. The Wenatchee Criterium, Stage 3. Marquee stage, in my opinion, 4K. 4 corners, 1 kilometer loop, stretch between corners in 3 and 4, brick and downhill. It's not real brick. It's kind of just that stenciled concrete kind of a thing. Wouldn't you agree?
No.
Or was it brick?
I think it's real brick.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's not uneven.
Yeah.
It's nice and level.
Yeah.
And it's slippery when it's wet, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it.
Lap times just around 1 minute. The pros were getting under 1 minute quite consistently. Beer gardens, great crowds, the feel of what bike racing used to be and should be again. My wife attended with me, and she had an awesome time. She was just saying, this is really cool. This is really fun. At one point we were in the beer garden and I looked over and she's leaning over the fence, looking out with a big smile on her face, and the wind is blowing her hair back. And I was just going, okay, this is
Vibes.
Yeah. It was really cool. So I will start because the drama is obviously going to come from you guys again. I spent the whole race pretty much as I did the whole weekend, surfing the wheels, making sure I had the juice for the whole thing. I did have some issues with a random guy when we were going up the climb. He just out of nowhere kind of swerved and hit my front wheel, and I had that in a couple spokes, and I went whoa man, and the guy in front of me, it startled him, and so he said something, and I'm just like, dude, just take it easy or something like that. And then some random guy who I think was the friend of on a different team turns back and says to this guy who's just swerved kind of, unintentionally into me. It wasn't a big deal. He says, "Don't worry about that fucking guy. He's just a dumbass," and blah, 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 blah. And I have to go back to the video because I've been trying. I'm reading the book called Let Them, which is all about, hey, if people want to be an asshole, just let them. Just let them. It's okay, Pat. It's okay. That book went flying out the window because I think the first thing out of my mouth was, and how many times have I dropped an F-bomb tonight?
I don't know.
None.
2? Okay. I
not
honestly,
fucking counting.
yeah, the first thing out of my mouth was, shut the fuck up. And what does everybody in the field suddenly start doing? Yelling at me because I said, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, I'm defending my honor here.
my dignity.
Yeah, and then so I went up to the guy who swerved in front of me, and I just looked at him, and I actually gave him a fist bump because that's what the kids do these days. And I just said, "We're good, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, we're fine." I said, "Okay, no big deal, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I hate that guy, the other guy, and I looked at him the whole next stage, and I was like, I'm gonna burn your fucking house to the ground, man. Yeah, you're gonna come home, and I'm gonna put your bunny in a pot, and I'm gonna boil it in front of you. Burn the bunny. What? Do it, Pat. Burn the bunny.
Oh my God.
You guys need to see more movies. Paul knows what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Put the bunny in the pot. Burn the bunny.
That is so fudged.
But and I ended up 13th again in that one. So lucky 13. So I rode away happy. I was beaming. My wife said honestly, my wife said, I haven't seen you this happy since we've been married. I think she meant at a bike race, but she said, I haven't seen you this happy since we've been married. And I went, well, thanks, honey. So my day went great. Guys, how'd it go? You had 3 neutral shutdowns
That was
in your race.
Yep.
And the third one happened the second time you had 2 laps to go.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, you were at a full stop. Jackson's stop was more abrupt than some others.
Yeah, that was so annoying. So there was a guy that stopped, like he heard the whistle and then he just locked it up and stopped right at the start finish. And so there's a crowd around me. I was fourth wheel, and so I start slowing down and everybody just swarms me, and I'm like, I have nowhere to go except in this guy. Yeah. And so I rammed into him, and then a guy rammed into me, and so I just kind of went over slowly and awkwardly. But it was like, I think part of me does wonder if that was like when they looked at each other and just thought, this needs to be done now that we're crashing people.
That's why, after the first time they neutralized it, that made me think back to Tour Walla Walla, which was one of my worst crashes ever, and they neutralized it, and somebody did that, and I went over them. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Like, they stopped so fast that I went over them because they were trying to, I'm going to get back to the start finish to be at the front of this instead of just rolling through it. God. And so I was like, that's when I was like, I was surfing through, feeling good, comfortable, moving through the pack, and then that happened. I'm like, I'll be in the back. Yeah. I'm done. Mm-hmm.
You guys were all riding incredibly well. Even after the first, I have full footage of your whole race, and I actually switched the camera to myself because it's all about me. But I actually I commentated a little bit just so I could make a mental note of what was going on. And your first neutralization was over 10 minutes of you guys standing on the start line, waiting for it to go off again. Over 10 minutes.
I will say that one saved my day. I was going deep at that point. So deep, in fact, that my head was down, and a guy next to me said, "Hey, pick your head up. You got this. You got this." And I looked at him, I said, I really appreciate that. Because I was like, I kept taking the inside line, and you hit a bump on that, and so you have to full force it up that, and I did that twice, and I was pretty
on
deep.
turn 1?
Yeah. On turn 1, and I was pretty deep. Because nobody else was taking that line, so I was like, I bet you I can make up places. But then I figured out it was another one.
Okay.
It was the outside.
Turn 2. Turn 2, you take the inside.
And then you get to make up 10 spaces.
And you go to the left.
Yeah, because if you just rip that outside corner on corner 1, I mean, that's kind of where people were going down. But you don't even have to stand up to stick with everyone.
And these crashes you guys probably didn't see them because they were either behind you or something like that.
I did see one of them. I was right next to one of them.
Were they justifications of a neutralization?
I don't know. The one that I saw, I was kind of wincing a little bit because the wheel was like right next to my head.
Oh shit.
And so I think the bike was kind of like coming back out at us, but they were just going into the hay bales or insulation bales or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't. I don't know if they were on the course after. I didn't see the next two though.
Okay, because I always wondered about it. It seemed to me like they were. I mean, and I can't speak for the officiating staff, but it seemed to me like they were very, very, very trigger happy to neutralize the race.
I was kind of wondering that same thing because I feel like I could be just remembering this wrong too, but I feel like at one point we went through, and then they canceled it after like that we already had gone through.
They neutralized us at the line, but we did a lap.
Yeah.
So the course was open.
Yeah.
Don't know why it was neutralized.
I know.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, there was a couple of those calls that I was like, that's weird. But
I mean, I understand the idea of if you have a crash and you have bodies on the course and you need to stabilize somebody, you need to get them on a board, get them out of there so we don't have any bad injuries. I understand that, but in some cases and especially with lap times that are under a minute, you got 48 seconds to get the hell out of the road, and how do you assess, how do you do all that kind of stuff, and and all that. But in many cases, it just seemed like with 3 neutralizations, were these truly that bad of crashes, or was this just a trigger happy chief ref?
I mean, yeah, there was a barrier there too that people were piling into. So I would imagine that would jack you up pretty bad. People laying there on the ground. Yeah,
but it's just down the final
it's the first
stretch.
Corner.
First
like
corner
right there. It's like
is that where everybody's crashing?
Every time. Yep. And it's like what happened when I saw it is they hit that bump that you're talking about, and somebody hit it.
You launched.
And they launched, and they just, instead of following the turn, they just went straight and took out a whole line of people. And they drove everybody into that guardrail.
Is this youthful abandoned again?
This was youth. What I saw was youth. And it was just one of those things where it's like, these kids, I'm like, stop chopping the inside line. That's not a line at this speed.
Yeah.
When you're going like down that finishing straight, we were going easy 30 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. And it's like, we'd be going through there, and then you're railing through the corner. That's not a line at that point. You can fit 2 through, for sure.
Yeah.
But that inside line, that third person, is not a line. Mm-hmm. And that's why you got to brake hard. Otherwise, you're hitting the pothole and you're going straight.
Yeah,
which is what happened 3 times.
These sound like, I mean, you don't become a Cat 2-3 without experience and without.
You can become a 3 with.
Oh yeah,
pretty quick. With
they used to do 10 races. Do you have to do 10 races still to go from 5 to 4?
5 to 4.
That's the things I don't think you do. I think they took that away.
I'm just saying, man, there's no way back in the day, 10 races, there's rarely anybody made it to Cat 3.
Well, no.
Races from 5 to 4.
And then you would have to do, but it's like you have people that have to do whatever the minimum is. I think it's less now because there are less races. I think they dropped the bar of it. And there are people that have freak power. Yeah. And they just solo away in some race, and it's like, oh, yeah, you're 3. Solo away in another race. Sure. Yep, you're 2.
I get
and
it.
It's like, no.
I think we could break it down. We had, like, on our Tuesday night races or our training races, we had, like, 30, 40 people plus sometimes.
Yeah.
We don't have that anymore. Mm-mm. And so I'm assuming just using, the demographics of Spokane with other smaller places, they don't have the numbers that we have. Or had when we were younger. So that bike handling skill is like non-existent.
Yeah.
And then they get into a pack of 94 and they're used to chopping corners and doing this and that. And you can't do that with 94 people.
That's horrifying. Five
races to go.
5 races.
To go 5 to 4.
You could do sub 10 then.
And then you could do well at one stage race and be a Cat 3.
Yeah, you could have 6 races under your belt. And you could race a Cat.
Way.
Yeah, I know.
And
is this based in fact, or are we speculating here?
No, I just looked it up.
You just looked it up.
5 races to go 5 to 4. And the don't forget also that the Canadians get double points when they come down. So any of the juniors that do well in one race down here as a Cat 4 could very quickly upgrade.
And I'm going to be honest, last year, first year as a Cat 3, this was last year, I was so scared of this crit. I couldn't imagine dive bombing corners.
No.
Like, this year, I felt, comfortable because of all that experience. All that time that I had figuring out, what works, the limits that I can go to.
Yeah.
But last year, I was so scared, and I couldn't imagine having that level of like inexperience, but also like thinking I can do the things that I could do.
Bravado.
Now. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cockiness.
Yeah.
To just like not care about what happens.
Shit.
Yeah. And also, okay, this was another idea that I had for like the, just talking juniors, right? Getting themselves into a predicament is
There was no junior field at this race.
There was no junior field, but do
yeah.
juniors have to still run junior gearing?
No.
Exactly. And that I think is a really big problem because juniors do have a crazy power to weight ratio. And I think that was a governor that you had on a speed of a person who was.
It was intended. It was intended originally for joint development.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I didn't
I'm
need no stinking help on that.
No, yeah.
Just look at your
It
meniscus.
says
that's
meniscus
still
boy over here. Yeah,
still
exactly.
existing. But like, man, I think that's an issue. Like you'd have juniors that are spun out, and it's like they can't go up there and cause more chaos.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know. I would be curious to bring that back for junior racing too.
Well, the junior fields are like so small that there's not much room. You race both Cat 2s and junior fields and crits.
We would do that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you'd race
It was
twice a
common.
day. Yeah. Okay. So you guys were neutralized. You were kind of scored as you finished that last lap.
I know. This is a hill that I'm willing to die on. I know I've said this a million times. But I so wish they didn't do that. I wish they took the last lap before they neutralized it.
Yeah.
Because our team was placed so perfectly.
Yeah.
And then all that stupid shit happened. And then you realize that, like, damn, I did all that work for absolutely nothing.
Oh, my God.
It didn't even matter.
You, above anybody, Jackson, I was so surprised at your mental state coming out of it. You were happy. You were beaming. Obviously because of your performance leading up to that.
Well, I'm going to be like, I was in a headspace where I was like, I don't care what I see. I don't care what happens around me. Like, I was only seeing what was in front of me. I was in a weird headspace that I'd never been in before. Like, I was locked in on just that race.
Yeah.
When we sat there the first 10 minutes, I was like, I just want to go. I just want to get back to it. The second time, I didn't care. I just wanted to go. The third time, even, I was like, let's do this again.
Fix my bike. I'm ready.
Yeah. I was running around to Kyle. I was running around to Sam. I'm like, you were offering to give me your bike. Mm-hmm. If we were to go, I didn't want to make you feel bad, but I was going to be like, give me your bike. Like,
I was ready.
I was
to.
in that mode.
I was like, go for it. I'm going to be in the back.
Yeah.
Beer garden.
I'll be in the beer garden.
Yeah.
Here's the bike. Good luck.
Yeah. I've never seen myself go that.
But it was
to
funny
that
when we
place
were
before.
driving up to the race before that, and we were talking about what that race was, and I think we were correct in saying you're going to dive bomb that like third corner at 30 plus miles an hour if you're in a top 10 position, and you were like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that, and he just sits up and he goes, race Jackson's a different Jackson. And it was like, yeah.
Well, we were sitting at lunch beforehand too, and I was so nervous. I was honestly a little bit scared.
Your mom was saying that you and Josiah were whisper quiet.
Yeah. I was really nervous about it. And then once we started warming up, I was like, I don't really care anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was weird.
It's a good course. I wish things could have gone better for you guys. I was predicting you guys were going to be in essence tip to tail, because you get 100 people on that course and you're just it's the snake eating itself. Yeah, and so it was. That I will say the official staff were busy pulling riders. They were they were popping riders left and right. So it was fast. It was fun to watch, but it was frustrating as shit. And then you went into crash mode. Your bike went into crash mode.
Cable actually disconnected in my hood. And so that's why it happened.
Okay.
Because I went down, the hood got bent, and I just smacked it back into place. And I think when it bent back, it disconnected.
Pulled the cable.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on the
with SRAM, by the way?
Yeah.
Just saying.
Fuck, I got to buy a new goddamn bike.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and let's get to that. The final stage for all of us, the plain road race. Oh, the irony. Because it was anything but plain. This was another day. This was a hell of a day. I will get the happy little lighthearted old man Pat story out of the way. I felt really strong. I managed 8th on the day. I think I would have even done better. The road was center line rule in effect the entire race. We had a brake go clear. I saw the brake go clear. I was at the front when the brake went, and I went, I should chase that, and I didn't.
How far into it?
the big laps on the back half coming back right before we started.
No,
Did you guys do
early.
2 laps?
Yeah, they did.
We did 2 laps. Yeah,
Nice.
so we only did 48 miles that day. So it was, I think we were in the 20s still, 20 plus. And we got neutralized after the crash. So they had to stop us at the top of the feed hill, let the brake go again, and we waited for the brake's distance to be reestablished, and then we went again. So,
their crash.
their
delayed
crash
your race.
neutralized us.
It was.
Yeah, and the thing that killed me the most was, and I talked to a lot of guys in my field after it. Again, they combined 40s, 50s, and 60s, which was a good thing because there are a lot of accomplished riders in that field. I was really impressed with some of the guys, but the sprint, 200 meters is where the road opens up. We got to about 800 meters, and there were at least 15 guys across the center line, sprinting their asses off, and nothing happened.
No DQ?
Nobody was DQ'd. Nobody was relegated. Nothing. And
No protest.
no, and that's, I think, the problem is nobody filed a protest. But I think it was also a situation where there were so many people off on that side. I know a follow car couldn't go, oh, that's number 483, 429, 567, And so that was pretty much bullshit because they got a huge launch before the rest of us, and I had to sit on a wheel while the guy got tired, and then I was able to get around him, because his launch wasn't as powerful as I wanted it to be. But I ended up 8th there. I ended up 12th overall for the weekend. So
That's awesome.
yeah, for
I predicted top 10.
you did.
You screwed me for 2 places.
Come on,
Son of a
I'm sorry.
bitch.
I was 16th going in, and so I ended up 8th. I mean, not 8th.
12th.
12th.
How many
which-
were in your field?
50 some.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really.
So
you should be
it's-
really proud of that.
I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I don't like to brag, but I felt very strong when the surges happened. It didn't. There were a couple moments where I was in the red, but I was never like, oh my God, I can't hold the wheel. I'm drifting back. There was never a moment the whole weekend. I never had a moment where I was like, oh shit, if these guys don't eat up, I'm not going to make it.
You should walk away from that really happy. That's really cool.
Yeah, I am. And so, I'll talk about that in future shows about what's next and all that kind of stuff. And, all the preparation that went into it and how it worked out and how amazing how paying attention to modern training technology can actually help. Jackson, talk us through your day.
Oh man, I mean, it was a pretty plain Jane day.
And for the understatement of the year,
I mean, leading up to what happened, it was we were just kind of riding through. It was like normal pace. I would say it was a little bit faster than it was the year prior. Going into that, I mean,
This is lap 1
This is lap 1
Yeah.
of 3, right?
of 3. Yeah. I mean, I only saw 1.5. So
yeah,
but the first lap was faster than we were doing last year. We did that, big U-turn, and we were going pretty fast through that section, and that was kind of freaky. And then we finished the lap pretty normal. Went pretty neutral at the start of the second lap, and then we started kind of going downhill, and all of a sudden
There were a couple attacks that had gone. There
Yeah.
was like a 3-man group that was off the front, and so then it strung out. And that's why I was like thinking there was another one of our riders next to me, and I'm like, it always happens at the fucking feed zone. Like people always attack at the feed zone. It's the stupidest place to attack
Yeah.
when there's people trying to get bottles and stuff, and like then there's just chaos in the field. Anyway,
that is exactly what happened.
yep.
And we went to a bridge right before the feed zone, and somebody shot a gap that just wasn't there.
on the inside, outside,
On the inside.
Inside, okay.
Towards the right-hand side of the road. And, I mean, if you've been across a bridge in your life, there are guardrails on
Yeah.
sides of bridges. And this guy went in so hard to that guardrail. Just boom.
We must have been doing 45.
42.
Okay.
I looked exactly at what we were doing.
Oh my gosh.
And
okay.
we went in, and I was the only one from our team that went down, thankfully. But I just remember seeing the guy hit the guardrail, and like parts just exploded off, and then slowly but surely it's just spanning across the road. And I think I was grabbing brakes, and I was like kind of scanning the road. There were people next to me, and I'm like, if I do this, I'm going to just make it worse on their side. So I was like, I have nowhere else to go but straight. And I just remember a wheel hitting me somewhere in the front, and all of a sudden I was off the bike.
Yeah.
I don't remember hitting my head necessarily. I remember my mouth hitting my hand, and then next thing I knew, David tapped me on the shoulder and asked me what I hit.
Okay.
And I think you could probably tell me if I'm wrong. I think I said I hit my head and I hit my mouth.
Your hip. You were worried about your hip.
Yeah, my hip.
You did hit your hip.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, a guy came over. I mean, I'm pretty sure you knew instantly that I was okay to walk. But because I was pretty with it, I feel like. Jump in if at any time I'm wrong. I was pretty with it, though, and I just kind of like...
Just startled.
Yeah, I was pretty startled. I was in the fetal position. And then one of the race guys came over and was like, don't get up. Like, let me feel your neck. And he was like pretty much pulling my neck out of the socket, it felt like. And I was like, I'm fine. And he just kind of like kept yanking at it. And he's like, okay, I'm going to move on to the next guy. And after that, I just tried to get up, but my hip did hurt pretty bad. Mm-hmm. The one thing that I do remember that made me emotional probably for the rest of the day was standing there, and I remember hearing a lot of really crazy stuff in the background, and then
can you tell us what that is? Just for I don't want to put you through trauma, but
no,
can you tell us what that was?
I mean, for a trigger warning, this is pretty. It was pretty traumatic.
Yeah.
But I remember laying there, and I opened my eyes, and I heard screaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like pretty intense screaming in the background. And that was like, I think that jarred me so much. I had to look at Sam, and I was like, Sam, can I just have a hug for a second? And
really?
I was crying pretty hard on his shoulder. It's even kind of hitting me now. Because that was probably one of the scariest moments of my entire life. Yeah, that was pretty wild. Yeah. I don't remember how I went down or any of that, but
super fast.
Yeah. It was really scary.
I mean, it was scary. Like, it was scary to see you laying on the ground like that, and like seeing, because Josiah came rolling up and he's like, did anybody go off the bridge? I mean, there was literally just screaming going on because you didn't know what had happened. And like, people are checking over the bridge if somebody went off a 50-foot drop into a really rushing river
ravine.
Yeah. And so it was like, that was scary. You know, it's just like, that could have gone so much worse.
It definitely felt like the scene of a large accident. People everywhere. There was trucks stopped behind us. We were across the entire bridge. There were people screaming. Everybody's running around trying to like triage. That guy was trying to triage. He was a former medic, so he's trying to, figure out who needed the most help.
The guy with the broken clavicle or trying to get up. And
yeah. It was pretty crazy.
We came by later, and there were still 3 guys sitting on the rail on the ground with their backs against the rail. I mean, and all of them were doing the collarbone pose. They were all had their hand up there.
3 busted collarbones.
Yeah.
If I didn't roll, I would have broken my collarbone
for sure.
But I mean, there were people in neck braces. Yeah, it was really bad.
It was carnage.
And David, you mentioned after the race that there was another one at the finish.
It sounds like I didn't see it, but after they neutralized us. Sam and 2 other teammates and I finished, and we basically were just putting in our good effort to the finish, and they stopped us at 1K and said race is over, and we kind of stopped and looked and said, "Was there a crash at the finish?" And they said yes. And you get up there, and there's like 2 or 3
ambulances, people on stretchers.
It was after the finish. The crash occurred after the finish. And the 2 guys that crashed, I think, were in 24th and 5th after the sprint. Like, they weren't even at the front. And so I have no idea what happened, other than somebody broke a shoulder and a collarbone, and somebody broke their neck and had to be flown to Harborville for an unstable fracture. So,
and it's shit like that does make me walk away from this. Like, I was probably one of the 5 people on that bridge that went down, or in that entire race that day, that had the best case scenario.
Oh yeah,
like
just a bike.
Yeah, like my butt, like it sucks. Like the bike's done.
Yeah, your bike is done.
I need a new frame.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm walking. I have whiplash in my neck and sore muscles and bad road rash, but I've been here before. Like, this isn't.
Can I ask, the whole drive home after finding out what happened to you, I talked to you on the phone, and the whole drive back, I was in my head going, now what? Is this it? Is he, what does an emotional experience like this do to you in terms of your willingness to hop back on?
I mean, it really doesn't do anything, which is kind of messed up about me. I think I texted you guys later in the day that I was like, I just kind of want to. I'm mad that I can't go back out.
Yeah,
I'm mad that I don't have that machine anymore. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I cried a lot about the bike on the way home.
Yeah,
I've spent 5 years with that thing, and I love that bike so much.
There's a scratch on it that I noticed on this.
Yeah, right on the seat post.
Well,
You translate
You should
that
see
to a
it
new
now.
one.
Yeah,
If you'd
I-
like.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, we'll do it.
It's my job.
It's my job.
But like, even I think it's just the competitor in me and the fact that I really do enjoy this. Like, I came away from the weekend with a positive, honestly. Like, I was really proud of myself and how I performed. I put myself in positions that I had never done before. And Sam, when you even looked at me tonight and said, "Are you coming on Thursday?" a little part of me was like, I could probably ride your Cervelo. Like, a little
I
part.
don't have the Cervelo anymore, so you'd ride the tarmac.
Let's fucking go. But like, but like, I have like a mindset like that of like, yeah, let's do it again.
Well,
because I hate that it's a part of it, but it does make me a little bit gun shy when it comes to other races. I mean, I know when it comes to like local stuff, I feel really safe around the rest of us. I mean, the crash I had 3 years ago now at the track, that was a fluke.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff never really goes on, but coming back to something like that was, unless there's some sort of big change in the field and the demographic, it makes me a little gun shy to go to something like that again.
Does it?
Because I mean, it was a miracle. It was honestly a miracle that nobody else went down on that stage that I went down, and with Clint too. I mean, it was a miracle that not all of us were taken out, because it was a really big weekend of really big crashes.
You had one stage that was crash free in your field.
And that was the hill time
the
trial.
uphill time trial.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So something's got to change. Something's got to be enforced. I mean, I will say, if you're crashing out the field more than once during the same weekend, which I saw a guy with the exact same bike crash out the field 2 times. There's got to be something imposed on that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Headbutting? I'd like to see a fine.
Also, why don't we neutralize it in a crit? If there's like 20 people that go down.
Yeah, why are they not
why don't they
neutralizing
stop
that?
the- yeah,
They
why-
didn't
Then, like,
neutralize
hey,
your
you
race
guys want to
after
keep
that?
racing? And we were like, can we? We're like,
Like,
yeah, go for it. And it's like, okay, we'll go ride solo. You know, it's just one of those things like, what are we going to do? We can't catch that group. They averaged 27 miles an hour for that race.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
What?
in the
They
pro,
didn't
They didn't neutralize the field.
no.
Okay.
No, they just let them have at it. And
We were driving home, and I saw Bear still in the front
yep.
with the group. Yeah, riding the same exact pace, same exact course.
I mean, in a real pro field, you're gonna have a follow car situation that's or like a string of cars that's gonna help you get back on. You have mechanics to help you get back up and going. But in our field, it's like
Even
the
like
guys that went down are screwed.
Like, even when I was racing, 10 years ago at least, like, if you had a crash, the cars, like, the car would get everybody mechanically sound, and then they would literally come up and pick up the first rider and pick up the second rider, and then you'd have this long train of people where they pull you back into the field, and then it's like, okay, you're off.
I think the rules on that depends on the category of race. There's category A, B, C. At least used to. I haven't read the rules. You can't do it depending on the category of the race. I think what we're seeing is, so the pros had actually the same amount, the Pro 1-2 men, and I think the women, but they had a rolling enclosure, which
They
probably
did.
would have had a different. I think there might need to be, unfortunately, a limit on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what listens to you guys. That's how I think if I was
Like if
promoting
you
it. It's like,
exceed 75, you need to have a rolling enclosure.
yeah,
Nice.
That's a logistical nightmare.
96.
yeah,
you're not
and I
fitting
don't
in
know
the
how
summer.
they
And you
got
got
to
to have
pull it
cop.
off.
You got to have
But
law
if
enforcement. you
there's
gotta-
a certain number of juniors, I mean, you're just created another. The thing is we all know promoting a race is so tough. You got pros, 1-2s. You want to cater to that. That is the pinnacle of what this
that's
race
your
has
marquee
become,
event,
right?
Yeah.
The weekend warriors that like you guys are, or the age group guys like Pat and I. The thing is we're out there for fun, but for you guys, I've mentioned this before. I don't know any Cat 2 guy when I was in your guys' age that was married and had a full-time job. But now I can't think of anybody your guys' age that's racing that isn't married and have a full-time job.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I personally don't know anybody. So the demographics changed, and I don't know.
Unless you're an 18-year-old Canadian who's young, dumb, and full of cum.
Yeah, and so, I don't know. There's got to... yeah, that probably could be some of it. And so... but, for Ace, I know he's not taking this lightly.
No.
It's not sweeping on the carpet, but I don't know if there is a true solution because the logistics of having your guys' rolling enclosure, he already had problems with permitting prior to.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he said at the beginning of the last race that if the numbers were high enough with enough of a heads up, he would get a rolling enclosure for the 2-3 field next year.
good.
But that depends on people registering early. You can't have half of the people registering in the last couple weeks.
And that's what happened.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know.
Would it be as prestigious? Let's say I'm an 18-year-old who has just turned Cat 2. Would it be more worthwhile for me to race 2-3s, or would it be more worthwhile for me to maybe race a U23 category?
I'd race 2-3s. I'm sorry.
You would race 2-3s.
Oh,
because
I
that's
was gonna
where you
say
get your upgrade
1-2s.
points. You don't get
Yeah.
it as a junior.
Yeah.
That's the problem. At least in the United States, or at least it used to be, you did not get upgrade points as
So
a
they're
junior.
better off.
That's
going for
why
it.
you raced
Yeah.
seniors also as junior field,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But that may not be the case anymore. But there's something to look at there.
All right. Okay, Jackson, first and foremost, I'm so glad that you're okay. And I'm not just saying that as your father. I remember, bikes can be repaired. Bikes can be replaced. Your physical body is going to be okay. And I can't tell you, I sat on my bumper and cried after hearing that, because it just, as a parent, it scares the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, and please don't take this as a soap operatic, but David and Sam, that you guys were there and that you guys were you were seeing to it. You were like, fuck the race. We want to make sure everybody's okay. I can't tell you how grateful. I mean, yes, my son's 27. He's an adult now. It's hard for me to turn that switch off as the parent, but to know that you guys were there and to know that everything was being handled and being taken care of, we're just so so fortunate and so grateful for you guys for doing that. I mean, and I know you're just like, no, dude, we would have done it even if, but I just want to get that out there.
Well, and I will say too, what was really cool was that like I was being assessed by David. Sam was contacting Maria. Kyle grabbed my bike. Chris grabbed my glasses. Like everybody was all hands on deck immediately. Josiah was. I looked at him and I said, "Are my teeth okay?" Like I really couldn't be more grateful for you guys helping me through that situation, because that was, I couldn't have done that if I couldn't have handled it if I was alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, we were out there kicking each other's teeth in, and then you created this just conglomerate team, and then all of a sudden everybody's just stop, wait, you take care of each other. That's a pretty cool group of people.
I'm gonna
That's a
fuck
really
those
cool
ones
group.
up tomorrow.
Drop them like
Drop them like a bad habit. Coming for you.
Oh my God! So on a lighter note, Jackson's in the market for a new bike. So let's put that out there. And
It's about time you got a new bike.
Yeah, exactly. Wink, wink. Well, you know what? And I wrote this down. And this is kind of a stream of consciousness thing. And I know this is going to sound like Pat's a douchebag who's capitalizing on the moment. But think about the potential gold mine of a proposal this would be to a bike company. Okay, sorry, 3 of you are not going to be included in this. Look,
Everybody else.
This is one of the greatest marketing opportunities in the sport of cycling. Okay, think of a bike company. A brand was smart. They would put me on a bike. They put both of us on the same frame. You would have 2 demographics represented. Super fast, can hit 1,300 watts, and is at the pointy end of the fastest bike races on the weekend. And his father, who's trying to make this comeback, who's a has-been, who wants to be again, who represents the demographic of people who own dental practices and buy bikes.
Yes.
2 of us reviewing the same bike throughout the year at the same events, talking about different perspectives from fit. Jackson's like, it's aero, it's fast, it feels good. Pat's like, it's aero, it's fast, and I can actually walk after getting off of the bike because my back doesn't hurt so bad.
My dentures aren't being rattled.
My dentures aren't being rattled off. I can still take a somewhat solid shit 3 days later. This is content gold, people. The under 33 speedsters and the over 50 lifers. I'm telling you, if you're a bike company out there, call me.
Please.
Call me. This is it. This is what it would be.
You guys both do need new bikes.
We do. Yeah. The Orange Giant has fought hard. It has been a great bike.
Yep.
There were 2
Lived the life.
2 rim brake bikes in my field.
Yeah.
And one of them was the guy with the really bad socks.
But yours got 10th.
Mine
No,
did.
12th.
Mine got 12th. Yeah.
12th.
No, I didn't get top 10.
I would have
Paul
been in
lost
your
money
field.
on me. You would have been in my field, yes. And your buddies from where's Roque?
Oh,
from?
yeah, Roque from
Belize. Yeah, he was there. I talked to him for a little bit. Yep.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He listens to the show, and Michael was there.
Yeah.
They were.
And they brought a guy he got 3rd in the road race at Waterville on the Pro 1-2s on Friday.
No
So,
way.
yeah,
Wow.
all the way up. All the way
Okay.
up from Belize to Pro 1-2.
We are going to forego segments tonight because I knew we were going to do a good amount of road, but I do want to come away with some conclusions and reflections, and this is for everybody. Where's your headspace in terms of what's next? For example,
A bike.
the Ever Performance Omnium.
Oh.
I'll probably pay an entry fee.
You don't think you'll go
No.
anymore?
It would be really easy to get me to go.
Okay.
It'd be really hard to get me to go.
Okay.
You want to know what I think could get Sam to go? If we went.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It'd be really easy. And I looked at you because you could get me and we could get him.
That has nothing. That was traumatic.
All
I,
legs, no brain. All legs,
seeing,
no brain.
2 teammates, losing 2 teammates to injuries. That sucked.
It did
Yeah.
suck.
That was a rough weekend. That was one of the worst weekends I've had in a long time.
Jackson, if you had a rolling piece of carbon fiber between your legs, would you go?
Oh. Yeah, probably.
Okay. Paul, if you have a
it was
working
all
knee.
on my knee. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm up for a race.
I'll support
Inside.
it.
I'm going. My wife and I booked the campsite already.
Wow.
Love
I'm
that.
going.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with Joe and Kurt.
Yeah. Would you go back next year to Tour de Bloom? Paul's a thumbs up.
Man.
Not currently planning to.
Okay.
Something's got to change.
Yeah?
I can't take those risks
Very
again.
unlikely.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah. Jackson.
I agree with David. I think there has to be some sort of change made in order to confirm my safety.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I feel safe entering into that field again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I was going to say yes, but maybe if Paul goes,
Yeah, I'll go.
we can just get a room at
And
the,
then we're going to do Masters that year.
Yes, that is my new objective
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
Masters Nationals next
Yeah.
year.
I will say I do have my wife watching, and she goes, "No, you are not going to EPO. That's too soon."
Oh, not to EPO?
Yeah,
She's probably
well,
That's
traumatized.
more than a month
Yeah.
away.
yeah,
It is more than a month away.
yeah.
Okay, gentlemen. That was a good talk. I like that. I hope we came away from this in a good way. And Jackson, thank you for being open to sharing all that with us, because I know that's not easy.
It's kind of cathartic. I think I needed to talk it through with people that were there, because I think that helps a lot. I mean, talking about it with my wife, I was tearing up and talking about it the entire time, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Feels nice. So thank you for the space.
Gentlemen, what's your post-race reward meal? Post-stage race reward meal. If you could have anything you could order that night, you don't have to drive home and go to work the next day, what would your post-race reward meal be? David.
Tour de Bloom, it's a sausage and a beer, but otherwise it's pizza.
Paul?
With my wife, with oh gosh, what is it called? It's a dinner for two. It's a French thing.
Okay.
It's a
Duck confit?
No.
Ménage à trois?
No.
No, that's three.
Yeah, that's
three.
one
That is
too
not
many.
for three.
One too many.
Yeah, okay.
Chateau Lafite? No.
Okay.
No, that's actually wine.
Yeah. Sam?
It's brats and beer. We did it after the last race, and otherwise pizza.
Okay. Jackson?
We went to Wendy's and that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was still shaking when I was there, but it was okay.
The cheeseburger thing hit me after BWR. Yeah.
Oh.
And after our
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Waterville stage.
Jay was like, I need a burger.
Really?
We were driving to the hospital, and Sam goes, "Did you type in the hospital?" And he goes, "No, I typed in Burger King."
Don't listen, Clint.
He didn't actually.
They went
type
to
in
burgers
Burger King.
first.
He didn't
okay.
actually type in Burger King.
Okay.
Juju beats.
Yeah. I did have pizza, and I will say that in Wenatchee, there's this restaurant called Garlini's, and it has old retro Mercs and all that kind of stuff, posters all over the place, and the pizzas are named after cyclists. There's a Sagan, there's a Tyler Farrar, there's a Mercs, there's a, oh my God, I had the 5328 or something like
That's
that,
cool.
and it was a delicious pizza.
5311, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. It was absolutely delicious pizza, and I love it, and pizza is always the post-race meal. Always. You guys, thanks for talking about this. I hope it was an interesting listen for people who weren't even there. It's the highs and the lows of the sport. We're all upright, we're all conscious, and we're all willing to do it again. Man, we're stupid.
Heal fast, Clint.
Yeah, heal
Yes.
fast, Clint. Yeah,
Yeah,
Clint
Clint.
has already told me that he's up and he's able to move around a little bit. So thank God.
All right,
for
we'll
that.
see him on Thursday.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. See you next week.